This is your host of Creating a Life of Positivity. I say to you, every day above the ground is a great day. Um, I've been asking my listeners and my subscribers to just drop me a note into something that they wanted me to just really expound on, and something that will be able to encourage you, because that's what this podcast is about: encouraging you and inspiring you to live positive in this negative world. So they want to talk about grief. That word grief comes in, and most people think that that word grief is just the loss of a loved one. Yes, it can mean that, but grief has a lot of different meanings. You could lose a job, you could lose your home, you could lose your friends, you could lose your family. Some people have lost their finances, and so people go through a process of a painful period in their life following the death of a loved one. And grief is anything that interrupts your normal sense of ourselves. We have a period of grief. And when we go through our period of grief, people are always quick to tell you, oh, you should get over it. But family members go through the grieving process. If a marriage is dissolved, people go through, neighborhoods go through, jobs go through, financial stability, even a dream of a goal that you had. Maybe you didn't accomplish that dream or that goal. So sometimes we go to a period where we're grieving, and sometimes it's about a person that desired to have good health and they don't have good health. So they go through the process where they're grieving while their bodies are being healed. Some people even have it for fertility. Often the grieving process is painful. It is a painful process. So as people lose a loved one, especially someone that was very, very close to them, I always say to people, this past weekend, we had a situation in my family where we lost a loved one. So now the family is going through a grieving process. It is a painful process. But many people are telling you, oh, you ought to be over that, or what really happened. But be considerate as people are grieving. And as people are grieving, they go through many different things. First of all, they deny it. They say, okay, everything's going to be all right while I go through this process. All right. Everything's going to be all right. I just have to learn how to accept this the way that I feel. Some people become so angry and so bitter. They become angry with God. They become angry with the person that they lost and everything. But then you have an opportunity while the person is living to give all the love and the respect to that person while they are living. In that grieving process that this person go through, be there to support that person. A lot of people grieve and they get depressed. Some people, they start eating. Some people just withdraw themselves from other people as they go through this process. As we go through the process of grieving, yes, the pain, it's not going to just go away and you're going to be all right. If it goes to that extent, then a person should go into counseling. Maybe they need somebody else to talk to, somebody that's positive, that can inspire them and let them know that even though that this person has went on, you always have the memories that you share with that person, that you'll always have those memories. You'll always share the love that you had for them, everything that you've done for that person. You'll always have those memories. Now, those that don't understand the grieving process and saying that you should be over it, they just wait. They have a time too, no matter what it is, whether it's a loss of a loved one or whatever their situation is. We all go through. Even myself, I have went through that process. But to keep your mind focused on the positive aspect of it was that you had that opportunity to share that time with that person and to give that person your all. Once I lost a job and you say, well, that don't have anything to do with it. That was the perfect job for me. I just knew I was going to have that lifetime job. When the people said that they were going to do a layoff, well, I knew I had been there for years. So I was the perfect person. I didn't miss days from work. I never came in on time. I did extra overtime and all this. So I just knew I had it. So the first pink slip that they gave was to me. And so it had to have been a mistake. So I accepted that pink slip. But after I went home, I began to moan because I enjoyed that. That was a part of me for many, many years. So I had to make an adjustment. Yeah, I cried in the grieving process. Some people cry, some people get depressed, some people get angry. But then I had to realize I had to accept what was going on. And it all depended on how I handled the acceptance of not having that job. That means that my finance was affected by it, my family was affected by it, and also my community because I didn't have the funds to go and do what I was doing before. But I could tell you this here, when you focus on positive things, it was a reason that that part in my life had to end, had to come to an end. For whatever reason it was, I accepted. I went on. I became content. I started doing other things. Yeah, when I look back at it, now that I'm a seasoned senior now, you know what? They did me a favor because it was working on my nerves. My mental ability was not really stable. So when a person go through the grieving process, I say to you, be understanding, be encouragement to that person, okay? And as people go through the process of grieving, a lot of times it's hard for them to accept that this has actually happened to them. So I say to you that's on the outside that you would be an encouragement and a positive force to them to let them know if you just pick up the phone and say, hey, I was thinking of you today. Or I said a prayer for you today. I know that even the Bible says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy coming in the morning. And we all go through that season of grieving, but this is only a temporary thing because you'll always have the memories of those that you love and those that you shared that time with. So I say to you, as you journey on in this healing process, if you need counseling, get counseling. Because I tell you, there are greater things that are ahead for you. So this is your host from Creating a Life of Positivity. And I just wanted to just touch on that subject today to let you know that you will be healed and you'll always have the memories and the love and the joy that you shared with that someone. So thank you for my subscribers, my staff, and I'll see you again. Thank you for coming to see about little old me. Have a positive day.